last time that Logan and I went on a hike, we thought that we were going to have enough time to do some painting, so I brought my valuable painting, and we didn't have enough time. The sun was setting, so I just dragged this painting through the entire hike, and like I almost stepped on a snake. But this time I have soup. So there's always something that I need to bring that's fragile. I think they are, yeah.
When you said you'd had it, I assumed that meant it.
Vegan. Vegan.
Yeah.
I've heard.
It is such a beautiful day here at the community garden. It's like 60 degrees, but I have this plank that I'm painting for the garden. It's gonna be a sign that says welcome to your community garden. It's really simple. I'm gonna show you the design and what it's gonna look like. So it's gonna be real simple, just like this, emphasis on your. Really nice day. Got my fruit. I have some homebrew kombucha, just reusing those kombucha bottles. So a lot happened in 2018. It was a pretty transformative year for me, and I know every year is like that, but I think last year was probably the most impactful for me in a good way. So I started out the year in Hawaii, and I had about like 3 months more to go there. I lived there for about half a year, and that was a long-term dream of mine, was to live in the tropics. So I lived there for about half a year, and it was an amazing experience, but also I ultimately decided that I didn't want to permanently move there, which was very interesting to me. I was expecting to want to move there right away, but I ended up really realizing that I missed the forests and just being able to come and go more easily, because in Hawaii you're on this island, and I'm sure you guys have heard of island fever, where people get kind of sick of being on an island. I never really got sick of being on the island. Well, I was only there for half a year, but I was thinking of situations which inevitably would happen, where I would have to keep coming and going, like if a family member got sick. And I think that'd be very expensive and time consuming, unless if I was on the mainland. And there's a couple other factors too, but I ultimately decided that I don't think I want to permanently live in the tropics, which I thought I would for years. Like 4 years I was like, yeah, I'm gonna move to like Thailand or Hawaii or Costa Rica. So that was a big decision for me, and I'm glad that I experimented with that. I sorted out a few other decisions too. Like while I was there, I was thinking maybe I wanted to be a health coach, because I had been on a high raw vegan diet for about 7 years, and I knew the ins and outs very well. I knew nutrition. I got certified through eCornell. I took some college courses, and I was wondering if this was a path for me, and I tried it out. And there were some parts of it that were really rewarding, but I also decided that I felt more of like a creative person who wanted to make artwork and videos and construct things with my hands, rather than more of an instructional individual who gave out plans instead. So I decided also for my career path, whether to be a health coach or an illustrator, I decided to dive full force into illustration, which has been one of the best decisions I've ever made. I feel so fulfilled and happy about committing to drawing every day and painting. And I think something that's always kind of held me back was this feeling of, oh, but you haven't tried this, this, and this yet. And I felt kind of guilty about just indulging in what I really love to do every day. But this year and the end of 2018, I really allowed myself to do that to surrender to my creative endeavors, and it's been very rewarding, emotionally and fulfilling, internally and externally. I think I've discovered my path. And I've been doing a little painting like every day. It's a little too bright. So you can see I've been trying to experiment with these different kinds of characters. And doing these smaller ones really helped me out to just be quicker, to keep me motivated, to just keep experimenting. It's not like this huge thing that I get stressed out about. Just enough to like keep improving every day and to look forward to something. So in the morning I've been spending about like an hour or two on these little paintings. And I think it's been a really good practice, and I'm gonna keep it going. So these are just a couple of the stickers I designed. I did 7 of them, but just to show you a few. Actually, a couple of my friends helped me design this one. I really like it. It says "Feeling Peachy." And this one's my favorite. It says "Eat from the vine, feel divine." And yeah, I wanted to make them like half of them plant-based themed, because I have a lot of friends who are also into the plant-based community who are super pumped about fruits and vegetables. And then I wanted the other half to be very, very just general, like no matter what kind of diet you're eating, it's uplifting to have and positive to look at. So I have one that says, "You don't have to be perfect to make a difference, and every day is a blessing." So these have been fun to make, and they've been selling pretty well, so I think I'm going to continue designing them in 2019, maybe come up with a couple more designs, but I want most of my focus to be on originals and making prints. So I started committing more time to some of my more personal projects, just starting with getting my creative juices flowing again, because it's been a while since I've drawn consistently and painted consistently. So I just experimented a bit here. Let me show you a few that I like the most. I don't know if the lighting's too harsh, but how this one turned out, it has like a little storybook feel to it. You can see there's a white deer that this girl's visiting in the woods. And this one I like, but my boyfriend doesn't like too much. He said it was pretty basic. But I like the concept of it, of the galaxy snake kind of wrapping around this witchy woman. I also experimented with more of an abstract style. So this is like rolling purple hills during the winter. It's hard to see, but there's snow all over these trees. And then in the corner here, I have a little cabin and a little Christmas tree. There's ornaments on it. So I kind of want to make something where you have to look for it and it's hard to notice, but it's interesting to look at and overall just uplifting to walk by and see the colors. Still not really sure how I feel about it, to be honest, but I was trying to continue with this like surreal abstract style. It's these swirling waves with these fish all over it, and then a woman who's seeping out with real shells as a crown around her head. Turned out a little different than what I was planning, but isn't that usually how art goes? I want to practice more gratitude, because I feel like you can never have too much gratitude for what you do have, and keep also a balance of having gratitude and being happy with what I have, but at the same time not being, it's hard for me to say, but not being fully satiated, and keep pushing forward and building new goals, aiming for those, attaining them, and just keep pushing myself to develop into a more stronger and mastered person into my specific interests. Okay, that's it. I want to know what your 2018 was like. What were some of your biggest accomplishments or decisions that you made? Sometimes I feel like even though we may not have gone somewhere really cool or accomplished something huge, sometimes really big steps forwards are internal. So even if you just made a decision about maybe something you want to commit more time to, or what you want to be making money doing, or letting something go, that's a big step too. So in the comments below, I would love to hear what some of your experiences, your favorite experiences were last year. And as always, thank you so much for listening and tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.